Manny Pacquiao's return to boxing has reignited a spark in the sports world, one that blends admiration, nostalgia, and a fair share of concern. Fans have been buzzing with anticipation since the announcement, eager to see the 8-division champion back in action. For many, this isn't just a comeback, it's a continuation of a legacy that began decades ago. Yet, while the excitement is undeniable, so is the uncertainty. Just like when Mike Tyson stepped back into the ring last year, there's a palpable tension between the thrill of seeing a legend return and the reality of time's toll. Can Pacquiao still move like he used to? Can he still take a punch the way he once did? Those are the questions circulating among fans and insiders alike. The announcement that Pacquiao would be facing Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title came in late May, and the reaction was instant. Within hours, social media was ablaze with opinions, predictions, and heated debates. Some fans praised the move as bold, while others expressed worry about the risks of such a late career return. Analysts quickly weighed in, breaking down stats and styles, with most pointing to Barrios as the favorite. The odds reflect that narrative Barrios is currently set at 1-3300, while Pacquiao, the underdog, stands at 12-5 to 40. But not everyone is buying into the numbers. For Roy Jones JRB, this fight isn't about betting lines. It's about the kind of tenacity that statistics can't measure. Roy Jones JRB, himself a legend in the sport and someone who knows what it means to defy expectations, has made it clear where his loyalty lies. Back in early June, during his Hall of Fame induction, Jones shared his thoughts with boxing journalist Elie Seckbach. "I gotta go with Pacquiao," he said without hesitation. There was something about the way he said it, confident, almost protective. He wasn't just making a prediction, he was making a statement. Jones spoke of Pacquiao as a kindred spirit, a fellow old-school fighter who still laces up the gloves not for money or fame, but because he genuinely loves the sport. That kind of passion, Jones believes, can still carry a man far even when the odds say otherwise, and that faith hasn't wavered. On July 4th, Jones once again voiced his confidence in Pacquiao's chances, brushing off concerns about age or potential ring rust. He made it clear that Pacquiao isn't like most fighters. Manny is different from a lot of guys. He's special, Jones said firmly, his tone making it clear that he wasn't just being sentimental. For Jones, Pacquiao's strength lies in more than just his physical abilities. It's his discipline, his professionalism, and his deep understanding of the sport that set him apart. Age, in Jones' eyes, is just another number, one that Pacquiao knows how to work around. Jones even laid out a potential strategy for victory. According to him, the key is for Pacquiao to avoid going toe-to-toe with Barrios in the early rounds. If he stays away from Barrios for the first 6 rounds and fights smart, he'll beat Barrios, Jones explained. But if he goes in there trying to trade, Barrios will catch him. It was practical advice, spoken with the insight of someone who's been there. Jones knows the dangers of trying to prove too much too soon. His message to Pacquiao was simple: fight with your head, not your heart. Because while heart wins crowds, strategy wins fights. As someone who extended his own career into his 50s, Jones couldn't help but chuckle at the concern surrounding Pacquiao's age. How can a man who fought at 54 be worried about someone 10 years younger? He joked, his tone light but his point sharp. Do I love him more than I love myself? No way! So if I could do it at 54, he's fine at 46. It was classic Roy, witty, direct, and grounded in experience. His point wasn't just about age though. It was about mindset. Jones knows what it takes to keep pushing, to keep preparing, even when the world is telling you to stop. And he sees that same fire in Pacquiao. Jones didn't stop there. He spoke to Pacquiao's preparation, his mindset, and his ability to rise to the occasion. Manny's a consummate professional, he said. He knows how to handle himself. He knows what he's up against. He knows exactly who Barrios is, what he brings, what he threatens, and how to respond. There was no hesitation in Jones' voice. He was describing someone who has done the homework, who understands the magnitude of the challenge, and who is stepping into the ring with full awareness, not nostalgia or blind hope. Still, for all his praise, Jones wasn't about to ignore the danger. His support for Pacquiao came with a strong note of caution. He was cheering for him, yes, but he wasn't sugarcoating the risk. Underestimate Barrios and things could get ugly, he warned. That's the thing about boxing: legends can fall, and reputations can shatter in a single round. Jones knows that better than most, which is why his support for Pacquiao was both encouraging and honest. He believed in Manny, but he also knew the stakes. In the end, Roy Jones Jr. offered a powerful perspective not just as a fan or analyst, but as someone who's lived the highs and lows of boxing. His message was clear: Pacquiao still has what it takes, but only if he fights smart, respects the challenge ahead, and remembers what brought him here in the first place. It's not just about proving the critics wrong. It's about showing that the fire still burns and knowing when to use it wisely. That fire the one Jones referred to is what has always defined Pacquiao's career. He's not just a fighter. He's a symbol of relentless perseverance. From his early days boxing for a few pesos to feed his family, to standing as a global icon with championships across 8 weight classes, Pacquiao's story has always been about overcoming odds. That's why this comeback resonates with so many people. It's not just about another title, it's about legacy, about defying expectations one more time, and about doing something that only a handful of people in the world could even consider. Attempting at age 46, still, the challenge ahead isn't just physical, it's psychological. Barrios is younger, hungry, and not weighed down by history. He has everything to gain and very little to lose. That's what makes him dangerous. He'll walk into that ring knowing he's expected to win, but he'll also be carrying the pressure of trying to dethrone a living legend. That creates its own kind of tension. For Barrios, this is the biggest moment of his career. For Pacquiao, it might be his last big fight. That difference in perspective could tilt the mental game in unexpected ways. Pacquiao's team has remained relatively quiet in the build-up to the fight, choosing to focus on preparation rather than promotion. That's typical Manny: less talk, more action. But behind closed doors, there's no doubt they're aware of the risks. Every training session matters more. Every sparring round has to be smarter. There's no room for error when time is no longer on your side. But if anyone knows how to maximize every second of preparation, it's Pacquiao. He's built a career on discipline, and that hasn't changed. Fans, meanwhile, are split. Some are brimming with hope, clinging to the idea that the Pacquiao of old will emerge once more, fast and ferocious. Others are more skeptical, worried that this return could tarnish the legacy he spent decades building. But that's the paradox of being a legend. People want to remember you at your best, and they fear seeing you fall. Still, those who truly understand the sport know that legacy isn't about wins and losses. It's about heart, courage, and the willingness to step into the unknown. And that's exactly what Pacquiao is doing. Media outlets have already begun speculating on what a victory or a loss would mean for Pacquiao's future. Would a win open the door to one final title run? Would a loss signal a quiet retirement? No one knows for sure, not even Pacquiao. But perhaps that's part of the appeal. There's no script here, no guaranteed outcome. Just a man stepping back into the ring because he still believes in the fight. That kind of authenticity is rare in sports, and it's why so many continue to rally behind him. As the fight approaches, one thing is certain: the world will be watching. Whether you're a lifelong fan or a casual observer, there's something undeniably compelling about seeing a legend lace up the gloves again. Pacquiao's return is more than a boxing match, it's a moment, a test of will, of experience, and of heart. And win or lose, the courage it takes to chase that kind of moment at 46 years old is something worth celebrating. No matter the outcome, Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring is already a story worth telling. It's not about chasing glory or rewriting records, it's about proving to himself and to the world that he still belongs in the arena. The courage to return when the world questions you, the discipline to train like a contender at 46, and the humility to accept whatever comes, those are the marks of a true champion. In an age where so many athletes cling to comfort, Pacquiao's choice to step back into danger speaks volumes. What sets this comeback apart is the honesty behind it. There's no illusion that he's the same fighter he was at 30. He knows the risks, so do his fans. But he's not doing it to relive the past, he's doing it because the fire still burns, because the fighter in him refuses to sit still. That's what makes this more than a sports headline. It's a testament to passion, resilience, and the rare kind of spirit that refuses